What is Aries person that they're in no communication with? What is their overall energy? What is their overall energy? There we go. All right, so we have believe in your good luck. We have leave the past behind, and wow, take inspired action. Okay, so it looks like your person has gotten a surge of positive energy. They felt some sort of boost to take some action and leave the past behind. They're ready to take some forward movement. It's interesting. Okay, so we have first quarter, last quarter, and then a full moon. So it's like some sort of process is being undertaken, and then we have the full moon here, which is closing out a cycle. But I think they've been hesitant or resistant to making some sort of change in their life because they were afraid that it wouldn't work out, that maybe nothing, I'm getting this, like nothing ever goes my way, or things don't ever go the way that I want them to. So I think that's one reason why they were hesitant to make any sort of big change, because they were just afraid that they were going to put their energy into something and it was going to fall apart. But they've had some sort of boost in faith where they're believing in themselves and the universe and their path, and they're ready to walk away from something. Take inspired action. Inspired action is meaningful action. Action that's following their soul's path, that's going to lead to big change. And they're, leaving something behind here. All right, so let's get some tarot. Get some more information. What is Aries' person working on? What is this person working on right now? All right, so we have the Five of Swords in the reverse. We have the Six of Swords and the Seven of Chalices in the reverse. Well, they're transitioning. It's not an accident that the Six of Swords is underneath this leave the past behind. With this Five of Swords being in the reverse, they have surrendered. They want to resolve some issues here. Believe in your good luck. I feel like that this Five of Swords was them fighting with themselves or fighting with what the universe was calling them to do. And they have surrendered to it. And they're like, I'm not going to resist this anymore. I'm not going to fight this anymore. I'm going to move forward. They are very overwhelmed. So what are they working on? Is not being overwhelmed by the action that they have to take. They're trying to take it in slowly. It's kind of intimidating, but they are, I'm hearing like I'm trying to not get overwhelmed. I'm trying to move forward. The inspired action feels like they're carefully planning their steps. So they're not doing this hastily. They're doing it with a plan so that they can make sure that whatever steps they take get the results that they desire. But there's surrender and transition with a little bit of overwhelm here. So you have Four of Cups on the bottom. So they might feel like they had missed out on an opportunity and they don't want to miss out on it anymore. All right. So why is the Five of Swords in the reverse here? So the Page of Wands in the reverse with the Six of Cups. So Six of Cups is a divine counterpart card, soulmate card, nostalgia, reunion. They are done fighting the connection. This Page of Wands in the reverse, I feel, is they still feel some of that chaotic energy of the connection, surrendering might feel uncomfortable at first, you know, but actually, like the idea of surrendering to something always feels uncomfortable, or you think it's going to be difficult, but actually once you do it, it's a lot easier. So it's like they're wanting to take their life in a new direction here, but they're still like in a process. They're surrendering. They're trying to control kind of chaotic energy, but they are wanting to me, this is surrendering to the connection, because this is what this card is all about. And it just feels a little intense and chaotic, I think, which is why the Page of Wands is in reverse. But it's like they're trying to gain a sense of control and believe in themselves that they can do it. Why is the Six of Swords here? Oops. Yeah, strength. It's like taking a lot of guts, taking a lot of strength and courage to transition, to leave this past behind. Why is the Seven of Chalices in the reverse? Why is the Seven of Chalices in the reverse? The Hanged Man. This is why I feel like this inspired action is very methodical, very carefully planned out. Hanged Man can be a stuck energy, but what it feels like what they're doing is when they get overwhelmed, rather than retreating, they're going in and listening to spirit and trying to take on some spiritual lessons and understand what is happening. Like, why am I getting so overwhelmed? Okay, well, in the past, when I was faced with this sort of conflict or issue, I would usually run away, but now I have to face it. So they're kind of sitting in this, rather than running from the energy, from the conflict, from the change that they have to make, they're sitting in it and feeling it, which is very difficult. That might be why they're getting overwhelmed, because rather than ignoring their feelings and you know, taking that you know, like when people are when they're like in danger, they have fight or flight. Rather than running, they're trying to feel it. They're trying to address it. And that's overwhelming to them. So they're really working on it. So rather than running away from the feelings and the overwhelm, they're trying to work through it. Okay, so what does Aries want their person to know? I'm sorry, what does Aries person want them to know? What does this person want Aries to know? I'll take that one because it's by itself. No, there's too many there. What does Aries person want them to know? Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups. We have the Six of Cups in the reverse. And then we have Fortitude, which is a strength card, in the reverse. So it's interesting, Six of Cups has come up twice. With what they're working on is surrendering to the connection and wanting to come back into union. Remember, guys, it's a general reading, so it's not going to happen for every single person, but that's what the strong message is here. With it being in the reverse here, there is, it's more of a sense of nostalgia. I'm thinking about you. I am putting my hopes and dreams into action, and I'm thinking about you. And with Fortitude, again, another repeating card, but this time it's in the reverse. When I'm taking this action and I'm getting very overwhelmed, it makes me feel weak and I'm not sure if I can do it, but I'm trying really hard. Rather than running from the weak feeling or the scared feeling or the overwhelmed feeling, I'm allowing myself to feel it and work through it. And this to me, being in the reverse, is inner strength. They're building up their inner strength, their possibly willpower, their, what's the word? Maybe tenacity, or I can't think of the word, but just like it starts with an I. Anyway, but it's also they're building up their strength, or sometimes they feel like a moment of weakness and they're trying to not let it get to them. All right. Why is the Nine of Chalices here? Temperance in the reverse. They're trying to be patient because I think they finally figured out exactly what it is they want. They might have been a little bit confused in the past, which is why they were having trouble taking their life in a new direction and making some change and surrender here. But I think they finally realized exactly what it is that they want. And now that they've realized it, they're a little bit impatient. They just kind of want it right now. But they have to go through the process. And they're trying to get themselves into balance here. And I think it's almost like some of them may literally have it, or some of them just might have it in their minds. But it's like they have a vision board, or they have a list of goals in front of them. And focusing on their goals is helping them to learn how to get themselves into balance. But they're a little impatient, and not impatient in a negative way, but just because they're very excited about moving to this next phase of life here. Why is the Six of Chalices in the reverse? We have Judgment in the reverse. There is a little bit of a fear that they waited too long, and maybe you left them behind with this leave the past behind, and that when they come to face you, you're going to reject them. So they're thinking about you a lot, and I think they're worried about the fact that you might reject them, that it's a possibility, but they also are trying to accept it as a reality, that they may have waited too long and you might reject them. It's just kind of so that they're prepared in case that does happen. And why is Fortitude in the reverse? You have Knight of Swords in the reverse. I think the lack of communication from you, the cutoff, has kind of broken them down. They don't like that they can't reach out to you and speak to you whenever they want to. That's also overwhelming. It's like they're going through this really big change and transition and they can't even talk to you about it. So that's kind of hard for them. That makes them feel a little bit weak. And then at the same time, for some of them, they want to tell you what they're doing, but they, one, don't feel you're going to be receptive, and two, they're still in taking action phase. They're not done with this transition. They're still sorting their things out. We have Three of Cups on the bottom. So there's like this energy of celebration and happiness coming, but I think they're in like a better space with this believe in your good luck. That's positive energy. That's high vibe. So they're in that, but then they're also trying to, taking this inspired action and having to work through their, traumas or their fears and anxiety is just really overwhelming. So on the one hand, they have like come to a very positive place in their life that has allowed them to finally leave the past behind and transition, which is giving them a great deal of strength. But the process is very difficult. And so sometimes they feel a moment of weakness and the not being able to communicate to you about it is a little bit difficult for them. But you know what? They have to be big boys and big girls and figure out how to get through this on their own, right? And they're doing it. And I feel like that's something that they recognize that they have to do. All right, so if Aries person could speak to them right now, what would they say? If Aries person could speak to them, there we go. Let's see. Okay, I don't love my karmic, but I feel obligated to stay. That's probably, it feels more like a past energy here because now they're leaving the past behind. So if they were in a karmic relationship and they knew, and you knew and they knew that it was unhealthy, they felt like they had to stay, like they didn't have a choice. There probably was children involved. That's usually a big reason why people stay in karmic relationships. If not, they could have had some sort of codependency issue, or maybe there was a financial issue that they felt that they had to stay with this person. And of course, a karmic situation does not have to be an actual person. Maybe they were at a job that they hated and drained their energy and always had them in a bad mood, but it paid really well. And so they decided they had to stay there because they felt if they moved to another job that their financial security wouldn't be very good. Or maybe they had a toxic family member that they have to take care of for some reason, and they felt like they had to be in that person's life to take care of them. And they've realized, you know what? Somebody else can take care of this person. Okay, so they felt an obligation to stay, and this feels like what they're telling you is why they stayed in the situation, whatever it is, for so long. Because I did have that feeling that they waited too long, and that's why they're afraid you're going to reject them. I can't get my mind off of you no matter how hard I try. That's what we're talking about with this nostalgia here. They're really thinking about you, okay? And then I will reach out soon. Of course, that's not for everyone. It is a general reading, so... But the vast majority of you will probably get some sort of message or a little bit of communication from your person. I feel like they want to be a little bit further along in this process. Some of them may get extremely overwhelmed and reach out to you a little bit early. So kind of be prepared for that. If your person reaches out to you, you cannot have any expectations, okay? You can't expect them to come running to you or that everything's completely sorted or you guys are going to go skipping off into the sunset, okay? This person is still dealing with some things and they may get too overwhelmed and reach out to you a little bit early, okay? I just always want to make sure that, especially around messages of communications, that you don't expect it, or you're not sitting and waiting for it, and then you don't have any sort of idealistic views of what's going to happen, because you never know, okay? All right, Aries, I'm going to leave the reading there for you. I hope you guys found it helpful. If it resonated, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.